for an uprising.
It's the bloody beauty craze that's gone mainstream. But now New Mexico health officials are investigating 2 cases of HIV among clients who received so-called vampire facials at an Albuquerque spa. It was shut down last year by the New Mexico Health Department. The facial, also known as the platelet-rich plasma facial, gained popularity years ago when Kim Kardashian, Bar Raffaelli, and even Rupert Everett sought out its promise of younger, brighter skin. First, you draw the patient's blood, then spin it to remove the red cells, and finally microneedle or inject the remaining nutrient-rich plasma into the face, all for around $1,200.
PRP facials are outstanding for improving texture, discoloration, acne scarring, fine lines and wrinkles.
The equipment used in the facial is FDA approved, but the agency doesn't weigh in on its cosmetic benefits.
The tips are single use. What happened in New Mexico could have been they could have reused the tip, they could have gotten blood on the instrument itself.
Always use a board-certified doctor to reduce your risk of complications during the vampire facial. Molly Hunter, NBC News.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. The vampire facial making rounds again. The stupidity of society, the fact that people are willing to do this or do whatever it takes to look younger so they don't have wrinkles on their face, as if anyone notices or cares. By the way, to defy aging, because God forbid anybody age, that's only something that's natural, but people don't want to age anymore because, they'd rather look like these mutated, women on Real Housewives who look like they came off an alien space probe with plastic faces that don't move. Nonetheless, the vampire facial, once again, is making the rounds now because apparently they're holding a doctor in custody for spreading HIV. So you gotta wonder if the people who got HIV from the blood facial, the vampire facial made famous by Kim Kardashian, if it was worth it. Let me weigh the pros and cons. Dumping blood on my face to look younger, maybe contracting AIDS. I think it's worth the risk. Pakistani police say a court will allow a doctor with HIV and AIDS to remain in police custody for 2 more days to determine whether he knowingly spread HIV to over 150 people, mostly children, by using contaminated syringes. Local police said Monday that the doctor was detained last week. He's denying the charges. He said the initial investigation indicates the doctor had intentionally spread HIV since early April while treating patients for the common cold, diarrhea, and other diseases. He said the outbreak was detected when patients with HIV symptoms began coming to a state-run hospital in the southern town outside of where this guy practices. So this story is about this doctor, obviously, who has spread this, but really in reality, the fact that people are getting these vampire facials, it just shows you that social engineering has never been more rampant. We are seeing the dumbing down of society at levels that are unfathomable to the human brain. The fact that women and men care so much because of what? Because of all these shows they see on TV, from Real Housewives to all these shows on E! About liposuction and plastic surgery and botched surgeries and Botox parties. I mean, there's shows where there's characters that are, having Botox parties. A party for Botox, like where people sit around and somebody goes around putting syringes in their face. All so that they could look a little bit younger. Do these people not realize what they look like post these Botox treatments? I mean, it's even scary to think that men are doing it. The men they look like lizard people. And the fact that people are willing to risk something like getting HIV or becoming HIV positive just so that they could take the shot and having a few less wrinkles on their forehead. Nobody's horrified by putting the blood on their face. I mean, this is how they desensitize people, right? We've seen it. I've covered this American Horror Story. They had the Kathy Bates character putting the blood on. The witches were doing it in the covens on the show, using it as an anti-aging cream. This is what it all traces back to, right? Everything traces back to the occult. They're normalizing all of the practices that they do. They're normalizing it because they're getting people prepared to be doing it themselves, and people are willingly doing it. This is not being forced upon anyone. This is just social engineering that's making men and women decide that they suddenly want to put blood on their face. They could come out tomorrow and say that a feces facial will work even better and take 20 years out of your skin, and these people will do it. They'll put a clip on their nose. They probably won't even put a clip on their nose. They'll take a dump in a bag, and I mean, it sounds revolting, but this is what we've gotten to. Could you have imagined at some point in time, growing up, if somebody told you that you should put your own blood or someone else's blood on your face to help with the aging process and the wrinkle process? I mean, this is a scene out of a horror film, right? Just like the other, Santa Clarita Diet, right? What was the theme of that show? They were using humor to deflect off of the murdering and the cannibalism that was going on. But they were saying that eating human meat, being a cannibal, that they felt better than they've ever felt younger than they've ever felt, had more energy than they've ever had, right? Use a little comedy, deflect a little bit, have Kim Kardashian come out wearing blood on her face. And nobody's horrified by it. They're interested in it. They're being conditioned into thinking that it's okay and it's normal. And that we all should just be dumping our faces in pools of blood to help with the aging process. Who cares if we get HIV, right? This is all about this me mindset, which I'm going to cover in a video soon, right? Because this is with the Masons. It's all about me. You're your own God. Me, me, me. And this is what we see in today's world, right? Taylor Swift just had a song called Me. What's Facebook? What's social media about? Me. That's what it's about. Everybody using it as a platform to announce ooh, I'm going to announce the gender of my child. Ooh, I'm going to make a special announcement on how my work week went. Ooh, I'm going to make an announcement about me painting my toenails. I'm going to make an announcement about the dinner I just cooked, even though it was a lean cuisine. Because the mindset has turned into a me, me, me mindset. And that's why people are becoming so self-obsessed that they're looking in the mirror and they're comparing themselves to other people going, I gotta look better, I gotta look younger. I gotta compete with these younger women, these older women are saying, I gotta dump blood on my face. And because the effects of these things aren't immediate, where you wouldn't, HIV could be pretty quick, but like I've said with cancer, because these people, they don't care about the chemtrail, they don't care about the vaccinations and what it does because they can't see an effect right then at that time. Right? They're not going to get the vaccination and burst into flames. They're not going to get the vampire facial and have AIDS 5 seconds later. So people don't care because they just take the chance. Like, oh, yeah, well, if other people are doing it and I can do it. I saw it on Real Housewives. I saw it on the Kardashians. And this vicious cycle of social engineering just continues on. They can convince these people out there in almost anything now. Why? Because they've shoved these false idols inside of this magical television box or across the internet, across all forms and channels of media, and they're influenced by them. Look at her. Oh, look at other people taking pictures of Kim Kardashian, right? Look at the Met Gala, right? This me, 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 me circus. You would think people would come out and go, these people are a bunch of freaks. This is a circus. It's a charade. No, people were like, oh, excellent. Did you see what they were wearing? Oh, I wish someday I could be invited to the Met Gala. Huh? Because this is all people strive for now. To be famous, to be rich, to look younger. So these celebrities are going to usher this stuff in, including the microchip. Because as soon as that is gets rolled out big time, which is coming, as soon as that happens, you're going to see all these celebrities like Kim Kardashian using it on their shows. That's why they're positioned in these positions right now. You're going to see them check out with ease, and it's so great. They're not going to make a big thing about it, but you're going to see it. Your subconscious is going to see it, and it's just going to say, oh, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to hell if I get the microchip. I'm not going to get controlled through the microchip, having this technology inside my body. Oh, and they'll give it away for free like they always do with these things. So I went on a little bit off-topic rant here, but I've covered the vampire facial before. And it's a perfect example that you can use to share with your friends to wake them up. Because you could say, look, people are literally dumping blood on their faces because Kim Kardashian's dumping blood on their faces, on her face, and these other celebrities. And they'll say, yeah, so? And that's what social engineering is. Convincing you through these people, convincing you through their acts to do these things. And all of these things are all things connected to the occult. They're normalizing this stuff. The love movement, right? The Antichrist coming in the name of love. Passing bigotry off as Christians are the ones who are bigots and hateful people. Taking away free speech. The feminist movement. The racial division that they've created in the media. Divide and conquer. Order out of chaos. And stupid stuff like the Santa Clarita Diet, Kim Kardashian pushing cannibalism to feel younger, feel better, and to anti-age by dipping your face in blood. I mean, really, what is next? You know, remember, it's all the stuff that they do is what they're normalizing, and I know it sounds ridiculous, and I know I crack a lot of poop jokes on this channel, but the elites eat poop, literally. And I covered this last year. They did a study / article came out, you know, that scientists were studying that there's positive effects of eating feces. And sure, we can all look at it now and laugh and say that's never going to happen. But we got, I mean, what if I told you 20 years ago that 3-year-olds would be telling their mothers and fathers, even though they have a penis, that they're girls, and the parents would accept it? You'd say, get the hell out of here. That is not happening. Well, it is. So they're passing all this stuff off now. They're coming out of the shadows, and they're passing this off as normal. It's an absolute joke. Risk of getting AIDS and HIV, to have a few less years on your face by dipping your face in blood, is it worth it? Well, apparently it is to some of these socially engineered zombies. Absolutely embarrassing. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.